From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Houston Oilers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
I be on my little mouse drip. All that rappers pay your bills. Yeah, I'm on some rappers pay my bills. All the folks in here, I thought it made me rich. Come on.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because, guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Cougar 19, 70 Timberwolves.
They'll try and throw for it here. And incomplete on the deep ball. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
18 Cardinals.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. 70 Lions.
Up the middle they go. It's Underwood. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Willis. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's go now.
16-yard line.
Hiking 18. Hey, Crash. Let's go.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Now Willis to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, Cardinal sin there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 33, here's second down and 7.
Come on.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First down, Oilers.
Wilder. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So first and goal now from the 7-yard line.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Back to throw. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Hey, check that. Check. No. Ready.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Oilers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Aubrey good with the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
79 Broncos.
Willis looking to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year, number 6 overall. And the Bengals are an extra point away from drawing level.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Willis will try and throw for this. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Will Riker to kick off.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week, an unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
They red zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. He'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this is going to remain a 1-point game. They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40. Willis. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Here's Willis. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He'll try and do this himself. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Dragon 60.
To throw, here's Willis. That is caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot. People were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Here we go. Let's go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. They'll run with Wilder. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
19, Tiger, 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Hey, Cougar, 19. Ready.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he gets it down to the 32. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Let's go now.
They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
And that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team, but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Come on, check, Panther.
They'll try and sneak it here. Try to wedge his way in there, no signal. I don't think he got there, he didn't. One-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Now a hit and a loose football. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On 1st down, Underwood. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Here's 2nd and 10.
Willis looking to throw it.
Here's a diving catch right side. And he'll be knocked to the turf right there as he gets it up to the 43.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll work this forward for about 3 and 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Willis will look to throw it.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Dances by him. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. 53 yards. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realize what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He'll try to pick it up himself. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Left side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. This is Wilder. Down to the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. From 21 yards away. And the Oilers are back within a score. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Willis out of the gun. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to throw, Willis. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This will be taken at the 10. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Here we go. Start.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Back now in Cincinnati, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth.
Ready? Cowboy 80. Ready?
2nd and 13. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 46 yards.
Ready?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Oilers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Ready.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Let go.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Past the 60. Past the 60. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Willis out of the gun. Now he's going to step up and run. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
First down, Oilers.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Thompson. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Second and 2 at the 42-yard line.
Cowboy 80. 19, Tiger.
Now Wilder. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
They'll stay on the ground. Wilder again. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the Bengals 43-yard.
They'll keep it on the ground. Wilder. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Okay, ready?
Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet.
Now back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Now a handoff up the middle. Wilder. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.